Barakatha Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham, Recha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders at the Great Millstone GMS who rule well and who teach well. And salutations to the elect as always. Abaratazah, which means Father willing. So Father willing, this lesson is edifying. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time around here. So I'm just at the plantation right now on break. Alright. So if you hear anything in the background, just have to bear with me. Alright. But Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. Okay. So, yeah. Here we are, man. It's an article from endtimeheadlines.org, which was put up recently on the 8th of April, 2026. The year of sellouts, agents, and apostates. Alright, and I'll put the link to this article in the description box underneath. Alright. So, look at the title. Automatic enrollment of eligible men into the US military draft system to begin in December. Automatically. Alright, let that sink in. Yeah? You're just going to get enrolled like that. Okay? And there's already sleeper cells. Okay? And we've been telling you through the Spirit about different crises as well. So they will call for that draft. It's just a matter of time. Okay? And it won't just be limited to America alone. Lord willing, this transmission goes through. Okay? So, let's get into it. Automatic enrollment of eligible men into the US military draft system is expected to begin in December. And you know they want to have it earlier than that, marking a significant shift from the long-standing requirement that individuals register on their own. The change follows a coordinated push by federal lawmakers and the selective service system to modernize and simplify the process. Under the new approach, registration data will be gathered through existing government records, reducing the need for individuals to take separate action. Officials say the move is intended to improve compliance and eliminate gaps in the current system. For decades, men have been required to register with the selective service within 30 days of turning 18. But enforcement has been inconsistent and largely dependent on voluntary participation. Alright, so there you have it. Alright. Oh, the last US military draft took place in 1973. That was, what, 53 years ago? Yeah? Point of the matter is, plenty of men will perish in these wars. Okay? Virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms, alright? 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 33, I believe, alright? But yeah, plenty of men are going to perish in these wars. Salakia, the light went off. Alright? Yeah. So, that's straight up, point blank period, alright? We know why all this is taking place, all right? To put meat in the great meat grinder of the Most High, over there in the valley of Yehoshaphat, the valley of the Lord's judgment. Let's go there to the book of Joel, chapter 3. Joel, chapter 3, and verse 2 reads, I'll start verse 1. For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, all 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Verse 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat and will plead, being a judge, with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land, which, okay, that's happened, okay. Right, the land of Israel is trodden down of the Gentiles, to the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled, alright? Got Ishmaelites over there, Amalekites over there, okay? We're scattered all around the world, in captivity at the bottom, okay? Amongst all these different nations, alright? Yeah. Okay. So this is what the Most High will do, alright? Alright, you know, bring them down in the valley of his decision. That's the great meat grinder, like the apostles said years ago. Alright, let's gonna, gather these nations there in the so-called Middle East. All right. So that's also why tensions are rising over there. Okay. Bombs being dropped over there in Iran and Tel Aviv, back and forth. All right. These nations are being drawn into that region over there. All right. The Middle East. See, World War III has already begun. And this is the war to end all wars. Remember what even that scientist Albert Einstein said, the German scientist, right? I know not what, how did he say? I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Yeah, he was warning about the destructive potential of modern nuclear weapons, right? Be destructive to civilization, that if society survived, it would drive men back into using sticks and stones. All right. Obviously, we are aware of how Bible prophecy will play out. Okay. All right. He described it that way. All right. But World War III is the war to end all wars. All wars. So while these nations fight in each other, they'll soon turn and fight Yahushua when he comes. Okay. All right. So yeah. So this is major news. All right. Major news. They're coming out and telling you this. All right. The updated system aims to address those shortcomings by making registration automatic. See? So they're not messing around. All right. Not at all. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. Cut short for time, 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. And start verse 17, and it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right? L-downs. Okay. People seem to forget about 2020. So L-downs are coming again. All right. Verse 18, here's the point. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Yeah, so that peace and safety spirit is finished, man. Okay. Just watch, man. There's going to be tea attacks on American soil in your cities and stuff. All right. In fact, let's get a precept in the book of 1 Thessalonians. Chapter 5 and verse 3. Straight to the point. And it says, for when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You hear that? Yeah. People out here thinking they got things sewed up, that life's all good and cushy. All right? And we've been prophesying about World War III for the longest now. Okay? All right? We've been telling you to keep your eyes on the Middle East. All right? The prophecies speak about the Arabs and the Iranians. Right, the dragons of Arabia, also the Carmanians, which are the Persians, they will unite. Remember Albert Pike's plan for 3 world wars? Okay. Let's go to the book of Joel. Again, chapter 2. And we'll read verse 20. And it says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savour shall come up, because he hath done great things. Yeah, plenty of dead bodies. Dead bodies upon dead bodies. Okay. Plenty of dead bodies, right, in the Middle East. Grinding down. Okay. Oh, and Putin announced Easter ceasefire. Okay. Oh, Russia and Ukraine. All right. Repatriated remains of fallen soldiers. There was a video on that too. Yeah. All right. As described in the original reporting, automatic registration into the US military draft pool for eligible men is slated to begin in December, reflecting what policymakers view as a more efficient and reliable framework. Supporters argue the shift will reduce the administrative burden and ensure a more complete and accurate database if a draft is ever reinstated. Oh no, it's happening. It's going to happen. Bible prophecy. They also note that many young men are unaware of the requirement or fail to register on time, which can affect eligibility for federal benefits such as student aid and government employment. And don't be surprised if they lock you into prison for not wanting to, go along with this. All right. see? Things about to get real. 2nd Edges chapter 16 and verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Yeah, there's talks of food insecurities, food shortages, okay? The Straits of Hormuz being closed. Only certain ships are allowed through. Anyone that is allies with America, their ships are doomed. No insurance will cover those. Right? You've got fertilizer that goes through there. Natural oil and gas. Natural gas and oil, too, which is needed. That goes through the Straits of Hormuz, all right? So people are feeling the pinch, man. This war's, with what's going on with Iran, it's affecting the world. Right? Women living off food stamps. The draft is coming. Okay, but the elect of the nation of Israel will have the answers. See, we take refuge in this truth. Okay. In Yahweh Shem Shai. Let's go to the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 9. Okay, precept of 2nd Edges 16 and 22. And it says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. You see, it's better to die by the sword than starve to death. A quick death will be painful for what? A split second? At most a second? But then you're gone. But to starve to death is long and just painful. Your body just eating itself away. Torture. All right? Yeah. Especially for you people that love to gorge on them food. Fast food all the time. Can't go a few hours without eating. Yeah. So back to 2nd Edges chapter 16, verse 23. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, right? S-H-I-T, feces, all right? And there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and their cities shall be cast down. Yeah. They won't see their families. Okay? They're not going to see their families again when they jet off to the Middle East to fight. All right? Kiss goodbye to your loved ones. All right? Plus, you're going to have crisis in the cities. Those late, cool evening strolls you used to take in the parks are done with, man. Oh, yeah. Swiping through Tinder apps will be done with. All right? Tucking into your favorite dinner meal, all right, will be a thing of the past. Hello? Hyperinflation. Can't forget about that. All right? There's going to be curfews implemented. Martial law will be implemented. All right? You won't go from one place to another. All right? These devils can orchestrate a crisis at any given time. Don't forget that. They need a perfect crisis anyway to establish their new world order, so they can come forward with more draconian, measures. And by doing that, they're going to rile up the people, get them all angry, frustrated, okay? Then you're going to see blockhead patriots ready to fight for their country. We want our country back, Oh, yeah. That's how it's going to be. All right? Yeah. Verse 24, there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The tree shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. Why? Because they will perish in the wars. The average Babylonian, the average American does not want to fight. Tell you that right now. Where is it now? It should be in Amos. Amos chapter 5 verse 10 reads, They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. And we're speaking uprightly, man. That's why they hate us. You see? Yeah. Imagine how they view us, man. We've been prophesying about this for ages. They call us nut jobs, conspiracy theorists. People must think all sorts of us, but we don't care. They marginalize us. They thought Noah was crazy during the time of the first death when he was prophesying, but the flood still came. That did, Noah warned and warned. So there's going to be scoffers, more scoffers now. So let the scoffers scoff, right? The last days, right? You're going to hear, you're going to have a lot of scoffers. Okay. Yeah. So all these Bible prophecies shall be accomplished. All right? None shall fail. That's why we seek ye out of the book and read, because none of these prophecies shall fail. All right? That's the Holy Bible, not the Quran, not any other book. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, Verse 12 reads, "For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in a snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them." Yeah, you got guys in that peace and safety mode. You see? You like fish that are just going about their lives, right? Not knowing danger's going to come upon them, about to be caught up in a net, right? So you guys out there, you didn't think a draft was going to come, or that it was a possibility, right? You're too busy drinking your cappuccinos and stuff like that at your favorite shop, Starbucks, Cafe Nero, whatever. Okay, you people do not see what's coming. All right, you thought you were, you know, you thought you were good. All right, you think you can get your bread and your milk and eggs, that things are all right. I'm good. Well, things are gonna change soon. Just watch. But you did not factor in these things, didn't you? You'll see. All right. Yeah. At the same time, critics have raised concerns about privacy and the expansion of federal data sharing practices. Some advocacy groups have also questioned whether the change should be accompanied by broader reforms, including reconsideration of who is required to register. Oh, and look at this. Refresh this. UK says Russian ran submarine operation over cables and pipelines. BBC News 7 hours ago. UK Navy foiled Russian submarines surveying undersea cables. Defence Minister says The Guardian. Wars and rumours of wars. All right. While that's happening, you got more flights being cancelled. 11 hours ago, which airlines have cancelled flights to the Middle East? See, the latest is Iran ceasefire risk, The Independent. Hundreds of travellers stranded in Europe as Netherlands, UK, Italy and others delay. Oh shit, look into that, man. Look into that. Full list of Manchester airports delayed and cancelled flights today. It's not going to be a fun summer, is it? Yeah. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to end up there. Say, Kal halal Yahal Bashim Yashai Bashim Rakal Kudash. Enough love, peace and respect to the elect. Right, Shalom and a bad babal. Oops.